Hello, beautifuls. Welcome back to my Chanel. And welcome to another episode of Janice Dickinson's Modeling. What am I serving today? What am I giving? What's it giving? It's giving a little bit. Satanic waitress in hell. You'd like the giant lobster from Death Valley? Absolutely. So, my lovelies, how are we all doing here on this day, on this Chanel, my loves? I am feeling a little bit exasperated with the state of the world at the moment. Currently, all I'm hearing constantly is these negative bills being passed through the American state system. And realistically, I know it's got nothing to do with me because it's American politics, but Britain has a tendency to copy some of these things, and it makes me go, for goodness sake. So, my lovelies, today, why don't you join me on this bizarre episode of escapism. Is it escapism if we're regressing back to the early 2000s? In fact, this is probably like the late noughties now, isn't it? Janice Dickinson's Modeling Agency, season 2. Actually, when is that? I didn't actually look it up last time, did I? Janice Dickinson's Modeling. Oh, so apparently she actually opened the modeling agency in 2005 and were filmed at the same time, but they were released in 2006 to 2008. So 4 seasons over 2 years. That's pretty swift, right? Although this only says 3 seasons, but we do have a 4th. So, mysterious woman on the go!
She's dead.
All right, my lovelies, are you ready to cast yourselves back to 2007? But before that, we need to read one of the top comments from the last episode we did of Janice Dickinson's Modeling. Swan. One of those top comments is by Goddess Freya, and they say, Season 2, starting with an unhinged 12 Days of Christmas rendition, is the most Janice thing ever. It's only going to go downhill from here, and I can't wait to see. So, Goddess Freya, you raise a very good point in the fact that the 12 Days of Christmas, starting off a Season 2 of a modeling agency started by Janice Dickinson with her own music video as an opener, is the most Janice Dickinson thing that could be possibly done ever.
I coined it. I own it. Bitch.
I must actually say, it kind of does surprise me that it did even go on for 4 seasons, because who authorized this to go on for 4 seasons? I'm surprised it even got renewed for a second, if I'm honest with you. Are you ready to hear a hateful camera click? Are you ready to get your hateful shoes on? Are you ready to get your say something belt and journey back to the era of MySpace models? Are you ready, my loves? Well, let's go. Where are we going? We're not going anywhere. Pop your hanger in. Get your beverage at the ready, and I'll take your order now, yes. Eye of Newt soup, of course, coming right up.
A witch.
Whatever it is that you got. Can we just talk about that lyric? Do your thing, whatever it is that you do, is so appropriate for Janice. It's just like... Oh. This is a second verse. Whatever it is that you got, you've got goiter. So dumb, so dumb. All right, here she is. Oh. Lucky Barber's girl. Oh, an empty mole.
Great to be back. After putting some models on our
Who is
testing
that?
board and
Who is
others on
that?
the management board, I took the summer off.
Oh, that looked a bit romantic, didn't it? Like, let me behead you and suck out your soul, girl.
Damn.
So, that's the first time that we saw this guy. He was not involved in any way, shape, or form with the Christmas calendar adventure oh God, what was it? To the, cabin in the woods. Right, so Janice has seen him. He's back here with his briefcase that also suspiciously looks like a computer from 1997.
Email.
Kevin Williams, go!
Some models on our testing board and others on the management board. I took the summer
Management
off.
board.
I went out to the Hamptons.
I took the summer
and I
off.
just really had to
But we've
decompress
just
because
started.
it took me almost a month just to... It's
Imagine being so luxuriating that you can be like,
I took the summer off. I didn't want to do any of all that, so I just went on holiday.
interesting that she said that I took the summer off. So it's almost like we're now... Wait, if she's taken the summer off... What? That does... The timeline? What is this timeline? So we've just had Christmas, but now she's like, I took the summer off. So are we 9 months after the Christmas episode now? Is that where we're at? I'm so confused of the timeline of this episode. Of this season, in fact. Oh, it's Janice, though, isn't it? She's just wacky Aunt Janice and her problematic opinions.
Nothing like it.
Took me almost a month just to...
Took me a month
It's good to be
calm
back.
Did you sleep last night?
No, dear, that's mine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I love how you come over to my desk and think it's your desk.
Right,
It was
that's
like
her
I'd
desk.
never left the office. My business partner, Mr. Peter Hobbs,
Peter
was ready to
Hobbs.
roll. And of course, Gabe and Duke, who keep me looking like the supermodel that I am. Today, my models are coming in.
Okay. All right. Finally, we get to see some models.
I haven't seen
Who
them
are we
for a
seeing?
while, so I'm
Haven't seen
anticipating
them for a while.
trouble.
So they must have then. Wait, what? I haven't seen them for a while, so I'm anticipating trouble. If your main line of work, a modeling agency just decided to close for 9 months and you were like, well, I need to go elsewhere to make my living, otherwise I can't afford rent. Of course there's going to be trouble, Janice. Gosh, it's like she's Mystic Meg.
And a woman wearing dark blue is serving bitch.
Again, I can't quite let it go just yet because I want to know. The people want to know what the timeline is. So she did the Why do a Christmas special as the first beginning of a season? Unless, of course, maybe they originally planned it for like the end of season 1 or like a midpoint between the seasons. I'm so confused.
America, explain!
So I'm anticipating trouble.
Oh, there she looks different in every shot. Summer
I heard that a
hiatus.
lot of models were pissed off. Who has complaints? Speak now. I need to hear. Yes, Mr. Jones.
Even people on the management board, like during the summer, we felt like we weren't getting enough work. I mean, maybe we'd have like a casting every month or something like that. And if it was a casting, it was like a casting for like a clown catalog in San Diego or something. Peter has his favorites in the agency. I've definitely seen him out in town at bars and clubs with some of the female models. I don't know if it's coincidence or not, but it seems like.
Are we seeing behind the facade slightly of just like this, in fact, isn't actually a business to the shock of absolutely no one at all? This is not a functioning business that cares about its clients or the people on its books. What it actually cares about is the TV show, which is the Janice Dickinson reality TV show. This might as well just be called the Janice Dickinson Show. So Peter Harm has been having harm with some ladies at the clubs.
I don't know if it's coincidence or not, but it seems like they have been the ones that got the most work over the summer. I just felt like we were kind of neglected during the summer.
A major grievance of mine is with Peter. I don't think that he handles things professionally. Over the summer, Peter dodged a lot of our phone calls. It was kind of flaky, in my opinion.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's just how the agency is running. I would love for it if you could be the head, because Peter, I feel like he's picking and choosing. I don't appreciate how Peter treating me out of the agency.
Peter, she's got a beef with you, and it could be
It's
two.
a big one.
It's a big one?
Yes.
Yes, Nigel, how many times you call me?
No, it's how many times you call me for a booking and
Listen,
you call
you have this
everybody.
relationship all wrong.
No, you got it
Models?
wrong, Peter. I haven't been called for any casting, so I was mad at Peter for doing that since he was kind of handling the casting. I should be one of the people who've been being sent out. I'm capable of doing the same job they could do. So
I am quite surprised about that, because shouldn't an agency's point is that they put you forward for jobs? You don't have to call them and be like, excuse me, do you have any work for me? Surely. I do not exist in the modeling world, but I have dealt with management companies and agencies before on a personal level. So when it comes to this sort of a thing, your management reaches out to you. Your agencies reach out to you and put you forward for things that they think would be fitting for you. Sure, you could drop them an email or a phone call every now and then and be like, just double checking that there isn't anything right now that you think that is available to me, but you shouldn't have to chase work if you're with an agency. That's the whole reason they take a fee from you. They put you forward because you're an investment to them.
I'm a professional woman.
Unhinged, girls.
I feel like I was just left out. You saying in LA there's nobody would want to work with me. Peter can call me, hey, there's a casting for you. Not one time.
Nia Bell has a big beef with Peter. I will prove to Peter, and I will show the industry that there is a great place for my girl from the Sudan. Anything else bothering you?
The Sudan.
Something that I do want to talk to you about.
Is it a girl thing?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that later. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was this agency, but I'm sure it's hanging in there, and I really need your help to hang in there, because...
Well, you aren't really, because you went on holiday for like
TJ,
all summer.
TJ, can we see your poster, please? Everybody in this group right here has been kicking ass. Some of my models
TJ has
really
a
took
poster?
off during my vacation. Woo!
Wow.
Well, that's not bad. Excuse me. Well done.
20 sexiest men alive.
You know, I discovered TJ at my dentist's office. I thought he was good, not great. And he started booking job after job. Now, after just 6 months at the agency,
JDMA
not
girls.
only has he landed a cover, but he's getting considerable buzz in the industry.
That was
Look
like,
at Natalie's.
is he getting considerable buzz or has he got his willy out on a cover of a magazine, girls?
Look at Natalie's 25-page spread in Haute for fall. Natalie and Stina have been booking steadily high fashion jobs. This is fantastic.
High fashion? Is this
Well
high
done,
fashion?
Natalie.
Or is this catalogue?
Okay, it comes from, I'm sorry, a lot of Peter's hard work. You may not like him, Niabel, but you know what? Sooner or later, it's gonna unfold. Even Fargo, who's in Mexico shooting today, has been getting tons and tons of work, including being one of the 10 most downloaded women on Maxim's website. So, if you have
Most downloaded women? Oh, what's that?
The Millennium Bug.
One of the 10 most downloaded women on Maxim's website. What does that mean? Does that mean most viewed picture? Do we think that means most viewed? Imagine if I said, oh my god, my YouTube videos have been downloaded over 10 million times. Oh, it's funny how language evolves, isn't it? Like, do you remember the phrase, like, surfing the web? When was the last time you surfed the web?
It's been 84 years.
So, if you have personal gripes, come to me. I'm going to stop bragging now.
They cut her hair. That lady, this model here, I can't remember her name, but they cut her hair really short, if you remember that, and gave her quite a hateful fringe, if I remember correctly. Her hair's grown quite a lot, so this must be like quite a long time later. Also, hateful beads.
Personal gripes, come to me. I'm going to stop
Very
bragging now.
Trini.
Welcome back. Thank you.
Welcome back to my Chanel. He kind of looks like Taylor
I
Lautner.
know that a lot of the models are really upset, and we have a lot of work to do.
Capri pants and a heel.
To prepare for an LA fashion show casting.
Right.
Coming up with Alan Del Rosario. Plus, there are a couple of models that want to see me
Scoot,
one-on-one.
bitch. Right.
Paul, you're like my top guy. Can you tell me what's going on with you?
I just want to know if I leave the agency, is the contract null and void?
Why do you want to leave?
What
I just don't have time to go on castings when I'm not getting paid. I'm not really interested in modeling either.
You're not? You don't want to be a model anymore?
I never really did, actually.
Gagged! This isn't modelling, though. Having your picture taken by Janice is not modelling. I feel like this is exactly the issue with, like, lots of people that want to call themselves models. Am I about to drop some industry tea on you today? I've had a very stressful morning, my loves. My technology around me has decided that it's not playing games, so I might have a little bit of scathe in these words. Having your photo taken for free does not make you a model. It makes you a subject of an image. If you are getting regularly paid, booked work and on an agency, or you have someone helping you be freelance, that is modeling. That is modeling. That's modeling. Interesting that he has said that he hasn't got an interest in modeling now, because I wonder if Janice, like being Janice, has kind of impacted that, because if he had have been paid for castings, paid for his time, paid for print, paid for modeling, I bet he probably would be like, yes, I'm actually enjoying modeling. It's very similar towards when you want, it's the case with any sort of career that you really want to drive towards. If you really want to make it work and you're seeing your work get rewarded and funded for it, there's only a certain amount of time you can take when you're not getting, like, the recognition for your work, or it's not working out, or you're not getting paid for it, before you're like, I'm not a fan of this. I don't think this is working. I don't want to do this anymore. Totally understandable. And actually quite a sane reaction to a situation. Janice couldn't.
I don't understand.
I'm an actor. That's why I came here to do.
You're an actor. Honestly, if you don't want to be here, I'm going to say there's the door. I'd rather invest in Billy and Maurice. There's a lot of guys that are dying to be here. They're dying to be here.
Dying, quite literally.
How vile.
I just don't feel like it's a good relationship for me personally, and I'm wondering, is there any way I can get out of the contract?
I'm telling you right now, it ain't happening. You just can't walk out on a contract. Paul may choose not to work with us anymore, but every time he works for someone else, we are going to get a piece of his action.
Oh, I see.
Paul, any other questions?
I see. Agency fees.
No, I'll be in touch.
I hope so.
Soon.
I hope so. Paul Ramirez said that he would get back to us, but honestly, I could already tell that his mind was pretty much made up.
Yeah, it seemed that way, didn't it?
It makes me really sad, but I don't ever expect to see Paul Ramirez in this agency again.
Yeah, but this agency isn't going to survive.
Is one of the models that surprised us all.
That's not the only thing
When
it is.
she first arrived, she was extremely timid and needed a lot of training.
Yes.
But she's been working really hard, and I feel that with more work, she will be off the testing board in no time at all.
Well, realistically, how long's it been since season 1 now? Are we talking like, are we going to estimate around like 7 or 8 months? That's a long time to get like good at a skill if you're doing it every single day and it's going to be your career. Unless, of course, you're going for something that requires degree level education, which some areas in the fashion industry require. Modeling does probably not require a degree level education.
I say it, what I say it.
Or should we say the time spent to be a degree level? Although they do say, what is it, 10,000 hours to become an expert at something? So, you know, girls.
Hi, sorry.
Okay, I know you're gonna hate me. No, but I am pregnant.
What?
Yes.
I don't know whether to laugh or cry. I'm
Is that the end of a
thrilled
career?
that she's pregnant for her as a female. But as far as a model, forget it. I'm gonna have a disclaimer. All my models can't have sex anymore.
Yeah.
I am really stressing out right now.
Oh.
It's my first day back, and
Is
I
that
feel
normal?
that everyone and everything has fallen apart on me.
Well, it's because you spent 9 months going, I'm really stressed in this cabin in the
And all of my models
Oh.
extremely pissed off at Peter Ham.
We love a sad montage, don't we, about absolute nonsense. We love a sad montage, don't we, about people genuinely being annoyed that they aren't getting work from this agency that promised them work and money.
Oh, Peter is so... Oh, sorry, Peter. Everyone feels sorry for Peter.
He's trying to exploit the working class.
Evil.
Get in the bin.
I have no idea how to fix this mess. My biggest concern is that half my models have jumped ship.
Yes,
They're
well, what
gone.
did you expect?
I don't have the roster
What
that I
do you
had
expect?
when I left.
If you don't pay
I
people-
don't have any choice but to hope and pray that I find some new fresh faces for the agency.
Oh, right, so that's what this is. That's really what this is. This was like, we're getting rid of everyone from season 1, and welcome, season 2. New faces, new places, new spaces.
I can't wait to die.
Just call me Edgar Allan. The Janice Dickinson Modeling. 1 pixel, you'll be
here we
happy.
go.
Right,
They're
who's
all
this?
like 5 feet.
No.
Who is this?
I'm nervous right now. I've
The
worked very
MySpace
hard
models. Oh, are
to
these
bring in
new?
some people that I think are going to be excellent for the agency.
Right, new faces,
Janice,
replace
come on in,
everyone.
Come on in.
Even though some of the models that I brought in were already with other agencies, we can convince them maybe to move from their existing Los Angeles
Snatched
agency.
at the pageant.
Sometimes it's easier to steal a model than actually make a model.
So, you want to be models?
Stealing?
First of all, I'm really annoyed at Peter that he ambushed me with these girls. They look straight out of like Penthouse Playboy,
Ghouls?
Miss Hawaiian Tropic Island from...
She's quite misogynistic, isn't she? Sorry, what did she just say?
They look straight out of like Penthouse Playboy, Miss Hawaiian Tropic Island from Indio, California.
No.
She's blathering on about nonsense that I'm not actually sure if she's actually being problematic there or if she's just reeling off like how annoyed she is. Is this a problematic sentence? Comments in the box below. Once again, the audio in this show is absolutely appalling. In some parts, she's like, Janice Dickinson, and in other parts, she's like, actually, I think that you've got a very valid concern, and I really would quite like to bring that up to the ladies on the game because she's a very expensive woman on the go. And it's really difficult to actually pay attention to what they say because the audio is like, I was just about to right-click save. I'm not doing that. What's that? No, stop doing all that.
Deranged.
No. So,
No.
can I see your books, please?
But
What a
you know
horrible
what? Okay.
table.
However you want to do it.
Be quiet.
Okay.
Okay, can I...
Oh,
can
I
you
like
just
Janice's
go-
shoe there. That's not
So I can make some decisions here?
We make decisions on
Yeah,
models.
I make the decisions.
We make decisions
No,
on models.
I do.
Now, Janice, we make
Can you
decisions
believe
on
this?
models.
You can be bravado all you want, Peter.
I'm just telling you, we make decisions on models. It's
Peter, just you asked me what you're doing. I said go away. You already know the girls. Can I have a thought process without you hovering?
absolutely
Holler. Thank you.
biggest challenge
A frightened
facing us
submissive
today
gay,
is that the
corrected
agency
the fringe.
definitely needs to make some money. I think all of these models can make us money.
Right.
Like right now,
How?
today.
Getting their big titty lady videos on the internet?
You so I can get some new stuff going.
Uh-huh. And how old are you?
23.
That's old.
How old are you really?
19.
Can you walk?
Yeah, can we see a walk, please?
Wait, what? Did we just see like industry tea there? She was like, I'm 23, and she went, oh, you're too old. Does one of the like sidekicks ask, how old are you really? And then she says 19. Oh, this is scandalous, isn't it? Oh, Janice Dickinson's scandalous agency, girls. Oh,
Wow. Scandalous.
gosh, I'm gonna say it's a scandal, girls. I haven't said that in a while, have I? No.
19.
You better walk that fucking swan.
Can we see a walk, please?
Good music. Saunter gently
Thank you,
to
honey.
get your coffee.
That
She's
walk needs a
fucking
lot
dead.
of work, and I think you should like not wear that belt. The jeans are all wrong, and the caboose. It's so not working.
Janice was really irritated with Peter, and I totally understand why. He is really undermining her desire to create a boutique agency because...
But you can't have a boutique agency because you haven't paid anyone anything and you haven't got any decent clients because she was busy at a fountain destroying Italian couture. Ah! Am I going insane? Stop! She was really particularly hateful then. All this woman did was come in and go, here's my book. I'm going to walk up and down. Janice was like,
Disgusting, you're foul, your face, you're disgusting, that belt, say something. Death!
Because
Boutique.
at the end of the
You
day,
even spell
Janice
boutique.
is
Bit quacky
Gucci
game.
and Peter is Target. And there's a big difference.
what?
Agency, because at the end of the day, Janice is Gucci and Peter is Target. And there's a big difference.
Next.
Crying in my Gucci sandals. Oh, look, she's got a bump it, MySpace.
She's working every day.
I knew she was gonna be, like bold, honest, tells the truth. But I just have a big question mark in my head as far as what she's exactly looking for.
Wow.
How big are your breasts? What size are you?
Small C.
A small C?
Uh-huh.
And that's
big.
natural?
No.
Okay.
But they're big B,
When did you
actually,
stick
probably.
them in?
I've had them since I was 17.
Wow. Would you be opposed to taking them out?
Yes, because I've worked. I've always had them since the beginning of my career.
And
I went to Milan and I worked there, and I worked in New York City and never
How
had
did
a
you do
problem.
there? Did you have a problem with
Really
them?
well. I shot.
Where are the photographs?
I've actually just switched agencies.
Okay,
I
want you to
file
come back and I want you to bring back all the pictures.
all of my things.
Yeah, so we can see everything, because that's a really weak book. All right, thank you.
She's so... whenever Janice comes across like somebody else successful, she immediately goes like,
No, I can be the only one. I'm the only supermodel, girls. I was the world's first supermodel.
It's like she wants to be the only model on this agency. The idea that this girl has said, no, I've had my breast implants in. No, I'm not going to change my body for you. I've been working every single day. And even Peter said earlier that they've snatched them from other working agencies. She's been to Milan. She's got these photos. Maybe those photos are under like special copyright. No, what's the word? Intellectual property of the agencies, so that they're not going to be shown on TV. Maybe. So maybe that's why she's like, no. Maybe that's why she doesn't have them here, but to have it called a weak book after she's worked constantly. I mean, we don't have any proof of this. We've just got Janice going, because she's a bit dumbfounded that someone is actually like, I am actually working, I have a career, and everything is working. And she's like, no, you've got to say something, belt!
She's dead to you now.
I thought it was funny that Janice brought up the breast implant issue. It's never been a problem booking a job.
A small C with breast
implants.
implants.
So I don't know. It was just stupid.
Yeah, I agree. Stupid.
Bye.
That's very Swan energy. That's very like Tyra Banks says, you need your gap closed, you need your gap widened, you need your gap closed again, girls, in order if you're going to make it in this industry, you don't know where I'm going. If you have to change every single thing about yourself to be a model because someone in the industry told you, the chances are you're probably not what they're looking for as model material.
You're not getting any more filet mignon? Get out of my house.
We've actually got a couple of models that are quite frequent here in the comments of these shows, and quite often they will leave comments that say, oh my god, could you ever imagine working for Janice? Unhinged.
Yes, and also no.
These models are not what I'm looking for, and there will never be a time in history where I will be thinking about representing any of them.
You have no idea how hard it is to get caliber talent in here at all to do this.
Well,
It's
we're
harder
going to
than
have to make trade-outs then, my friend, with other agencies.
That's what I just did. Where do you think those people are from?
Well, they're C-list.
Aaron Nass is probably the number one or number two money earner in this city.
No, Peter, sorry. Enough just to struggle through Fargo.
The most revenue of
She
any
does
girl in
not
the
like
agency has
Fargo,
been
does she?
Fargo.
Well, then why don't we get strippers and pole dance?
No, I'm sorry.
It's porn!
Ever since Peter brought in Fargo, it's come to my attention that Peter's trying to load up this agency with commercial-looking Playboy types, Maxim types, Penthouse types, that were not my original vision for the agency.
True, but
No
have you
more.
actually booked any
This has to
haute
stop.
couture?
I'm looking for girls that are extraordinary, Peter.
I would like to have your 5'10" perfect girls. Believe me,
they're out there.
I agree with you, but until then, I have to book something. Please,
That's true.
Something.
There's
You
a
do have to
casting
start
later
somewhere.
Today. Let's see if these girls get booked. If they get booked, fine. Book models, not sluts, Peter.
I think Peter's right in this situation. Peter's looking at this as an avenue to make money, whereas my mom's looking at this as more of a way to mentor girls and find that one specific one, which isn't necessarily the best way to run a business.
Maybe I didn't make it clear to you what I wanted to do in the beginning.
Yeah, that's more of like an individual
I will run
agent.
this agency bankrupt before I let girls come in.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah, I will then.
It's better to fail at something you believe in than succeed in something you don't.
I'm not trying to argue, I'm trying to tell you something.
What privileged sentence that is. What a privileged sentence that is to say. It's better to fail at something you love than to succeed in something you don't. What a privileged sentence. I wonder if that guy would agree with that sentiment today, in today's world. I wonder.
Delete, delete, delete.
Always have conviction with a level of dignity and chic. That's why I can call a Duke, a Gabe, an Archibald. I can work with other agents. They will call me back because they trust that my instincts are on. There's a complete disconnect going on right now between mother and son. In this case, he's really pushing the envelope. I still don't think that Nathan knows the volume of work that I've done. I don't really think that he cares.
I don't think we even know. Do we even know the volume of work that you've done?
After a day of arguing nonstop, Nathan and I had a real heart-to-heart about what my vision is for this agency.
Right,
Okay,
okay.
so what do I need to know?
Immediately moved on in the
I think
storyline.
you cared more about your reputation than you would about making money, per se.
No, not true. Look, I gotta be straight up with you. I worked too hard to get my name on the agency to even think about mixing Maxim models with high fashion models.
Why don't you just put them in two different divisions? One will make the agency money, one will get the agency praise and glory and all that.
Why don't you take the job? I trust Nathan. I trust his instincts.
Oh,
I've always
different
trusted
outfit.
him. He's a good person. So I decided to let him run the commercial division. If you think
Oh
you
my
can
god, Nepo baby. Can you imagine giving, I think he's what, 19 or 18 in this? Imagine being like, here's a business. You go and prove me wrong, girls. Imagine having that luxury. That is wild to me.
If you think you can legitimately make a side agency, I will turn the whole thing over to you.
I can take the meetings, I'll book the jobs, I'll get it all set up. All you have to do is show up when it's game time. Because that's a huge bargaining tool.
Okay. All right. If you think you can do it big stuff, by all means, you got a deal.
Oh, into the sun. Death!
The next day,
A
we
solar
met with Alan
flare.
Rosario
Oh,
to
here
cast
she is.
our
Same
models
makeup,
for
but
his
she says
upcoming
next
show,
day,
the
don't
LA
think.
Fashion Week.
Right.
So good to see you
A
guys.
studio girl. An atelier.
How are you?
Oh, must be an
I'm
atelier.
Sorry, I'm the designer, and I have a couple of labels called Baby Tears, which is a junior line.
Baby Tears.
And I have a Bow and Arrow, which is the contemporary line.
How are you? How
Okay.
long has it been?
Are these high fashion or are these like indie brands? What's the take?
His clothes are divine. And with the
Divine.
rise of his star, it seems only fitting that the two of us should grow together and be working together, especially at the LA Fashion Week. So when Peter
The
gets here,
LA
we'll look
Fashion
at the
Week.
girls. Also due to arrive at the casting were Peter's two new girls. These girls are not in the agency as of now, but I needed some of these girls to show up just to fill up the fitting.
Right. Did you? I think that's conceding. I think she's like,
Let's do this.
that doesn't make any sense. Why? Like Janice has so many other people.
That our casting today for Alan Del Rosario was for LA Fashion.
There's a lot of makeup involved in these castings. I don't think that's right. Isn't it like fresh face? Alan Del Rosario casting.
Two new girls came in today. To the
Scout.
casting, was kind of surprised, but I saw some girls off in the corners, like, talking trash, I guess.
No, because I don't know if I overheard her. Maybe I, gotta check my hearing. But I thought she said it didn't look like there's too much competition.
Well,
so people. Crystal? Let me see what.
Who's that? What's this? Who are all that? Bad girls! Right. Oh,
As nerve-wracking as he picked me to do
I wonder
it
if
first
Marcus
to
will
come out
beatbox
and
again.
try to dress, so it was a little intimidating.
Own it!
I was a little nervous when I was watching Crystal walk. She is awesome. She's amazing.
Awesome.
Bravo. Okay, Stina.
So it's a lot to live up to, when you're the next girl in line.
I wonder if after I compete in the pageant I've got later on this year, if I should try a casting for something. I wonder what, I mean, I am a bit old, but I wonder if I should. I wonder if Janice will be there and be like,
I've seen what you said about me online. Get in the bin. Death!
Twinkle effect. Why are you wearing a wedding dress? Oh, tits out for the boys.
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
That was a slut angle, wasn't it? Oh, gorgeous. Oh, are these his
I really hope
dresses?
that Nia Bell gets chosen today because I have this funny feeling that her walk will sell these clothes.
She's changed the way she pronounces her name. Janice used to say Nia Bell, and now she's like Nia Bell. I wonder if Janice is just like, I don't know who this woman is. Get her out of my house.
Die for. It's beautiful. Okay,
Awesome. Great.
we've got other models. Thank you.
Right.
Let's see the newbies, and then you'll make your choices.
Okay.
You wouldn't let your client know that these are newbies. You'd be like, welcome our next model.
Oh, hi, Pamela.
I'm Erin.
Erin? Showbook is very, they're very European.
They are, aren't they?
When I saw the two new girls come in, I was a little nervous. They are beautiful, and they have what it takes.
To become America's Next Top Scandal Girls.
Yeah. At first, you kind of get a little, you open up your eyes and realize, okay, a little competition, but, you have to separate yourself from it, because as soon as you start judging and comparing yourself to them, you just, hurt yourself.
Unfortunately, that seems to be the industry.
Okay. You won't need it.
Oh, glasses girl, is she good enough to make it to the
I'm
pageant?
very excited about the new girls.
Are we?
I was having anxiety attacks at how wrong these models work, but I held my breath and I let Alan Del Rosario choose the models.
God, she's so hateful, isn't she?
Okay, Pamela.
What's this music?
I'm not that nervous about Janice's existing models. I think I'm a fresh face and they should like me for who I am, and if they don't, well, it's their loss.
True. What is this like? Bumbling clowns at the pageant.
The
Oh, I like
first
that
thing that
dress.
I noticed about Erin is just she has a lot of presence, which is gonna be a challenge
Santa
to
Claus.
the other girls.
Secret whispers.
I have a feeling that once Erin is comfortable with this, she's gonna blow all the girls.
Oh! She's gonna blow all the girls. Is this gonna be like Janice eats her own hat?
I'm gonna let you decide. Don't make a decision until I come back.
Okay. She's beautiful. She's very close. She's very close, but you have to really also experiment and hope for the best,
Why's my eye on fire?
I'm very excited about this whole collection, Alan. The collection
feels very
just speaks
made for
light years.
TV.
What are you thinking?
I like her.
And that it would be a crystal.
Crystal, you're fabulous.
Fabulous.
She is fabulous.
Yes.
All my kids are fabulous.
John, if you can spend more time at the end of the runway.
I guess, Maurice, you're a bad guy.
Maurice, you are a bad guy.
I think we need someone like you.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Erin, the cocktail dress was the way to go. So we'd like to have you in the show as well.
It was a great feeling to walk into this first casting, especially since Janice is here, and prove to her that I could make her proud.
Oh, no, you don't want to make her proud. You want to prove her wrong, and I love it, girls.
Jesus was seen.
I'm amazed that Alan liked Erin. I don't think that Alan would have hired Erin if I weren't sitting next to him. I think it's doing a lot of it out of courtesy. That girl needs a lot of work. That girl is not ready for a runway. I'm sorry.
I don't feel like Janice even knows her industry in this, do you? Because every time she critiques something, it's doing well, like something is doing well, and every time she tries to push something else, it goes wrong. So it's like, Janice, if you just stop doing anything, your industry, your agency might do well. Is that tea? Every single time we see her do this, what's the phrase? I've got homeopathy in my head, and that's not it. What is it? What's the word, girls?
I've got a bucket of piss, sweetie.
Hypocrisy. She's got it, girls. Every time she does this hypocrisy, it's so strange because in the last season, we saw so many examples of this specific hypocrisy, especially with her being like,
That is not how you conduct yourself as a model, but I'm gonna put on this very expensive Italian couture and go dancing in the fountain. How dare you?
Dina?
And I need a black girl.
I
love her.
Excuse me? They love you? Get over there. I was so happy to watch Nia Bell's success. What Peter thinks about Nia Bell is not important to me. She's gonna rise just right to the top like a little cream puff that she is.
Okay.
To be honest, I was actually looking for only 2 or 3 girls, and then I'm loving all what I've seen.
I was kind of bummed out about not getting the Alan Del Rosario casting. I guess that wasn't what the client was looking for, so
Whatevs. Altogether, Alan chose.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite a sensible reaction to it, isn't it? To be like, I guess I'm not what the client is looking for, is actually a very sensible and courteous response to being asked, like,
so, how's it going? What do you think of Janice, girls?
Budget cuts.
She did end it with whatevs, so I can understand there's a little bit of a sting in that sentence, but still, I think she had a courteous ending to that situation.
Crystal, Maurice, Stina, John, and Peter's new girl, Erin, for his show at LA Fashion Week. TJ Wilkes could not make it because he was out on another shoot, but he was chosen on his headshot alone. I absolutely will back up anything you say.
So he was just looking for 3 girls, and now he's got like 8 people.
Believe it. Thank you for having us.
Is budget not a problem in this world?
I'm extremely pleased at the way all of the models behaved. Even Peter's girls. And now here comes the hard part. To hold an open
She's talking about Peter's girls like they're like stray cats that have just waddled into this like bijou apartment. It's so strange.
To acquire more and more and more fresh faces.
Fresh look. Yeah.
The Alan Del Rosario casting.
Right,
went well,
another
but we
open
still
casting.
need to find new faces for this agency.
Right, more new models. Every episode, a brand new season starts with every episode. Parade yourself down the line. Yes.
I'm from West Philadelphia, PA.
I want to be one of Janice's models because I've got the heart and the body to do it.
I want to be pickier than we were before, but I think it's going to be hard to be this picky because there's that many good-looking people in line right now. They get the concept that we're a real working agency, and it's going to be tough today.
I really want to be a model. It's like my dream since I was a child, but a 6-hour trip here is really worth it, so I'm just happy I'm here.
This is like TV casting, though, isn't it?
This is probably the worst part of my job that I hate.
Oh, she loves it.
Unfortunately, there's no one here that's going to fit a very small roster that we have today. Thank you very much, everyone.
Oh.
Have a good day.
Goodbye. Into the guillotine, all of y'all.
Huh? Oh, this is not a race issue at all. I am a sister, okay?
I'm black and I'm Korean. I might not book the runway shows, but I bet you damn well every print model you put me up for, I'll book that.
Okay, drop trowel. I like a brother with an attitude. Drop trowel and let's see you walk. Go ahead. Oh, I like him. He's angry. You know what? I got news for you, pal. You know what? There's only one diva in this place. And I had more ethnic. All right, it has nothing to do with the color of your skin. It has to do with being real and having and having.
I'm the realest you gonna get, period,
and representing you, I'd never be able to shut you the up, okay? So until you learn some respect, you come back, okay? But you know what? You don't come in here mouthing off in my place of business. Talk about a race thing. It ain't about race thing.
I didn't call no race car. I was left in a foreign country at the age of 9 years old.
I can even yell louder than you. Shut the up.
Coming up, thousands of...
What was that? What was that? That was hateful. Everyone was horrible in that situation. She was like, oh, I love his attitude. I'm going to encourage it. And then as soon as he amped it up for the cameras, she was like, I hate you. I'm going to make an example of you. Get out. But, I mean, like, I rip on Janice a little bit, but I can't imagine ever having an attitude with her in real life. I would be civil if I ever met her at an event, but I wouldn't be like, oh my God, you're a disgrace. Go. Like, that is shocking. I don't even know if I've got the language to deal with that situation. That's so confrontational. I am very much a non-confrontational person. And to see something like that makes me kind of go like, oh, I really dislike that. Where did that come from out of this, like, session? She's had an open casting call, suddenly all this drama, and then it's been, like, encapsulated and we've moved immediately on to the next batch of people. What? What is this show?
No, we're in the middle of an open casting call when one of our model wannabes started getting a little too pushy, and the situation was getting very dangerous.
You need to respect somebody.
Goodbye, you can leave now. There isn't one soul walking the earth that can come into this agency and try to push me around. For that brother to pull that race card, honey, see ya. Okay, we got a lot of people to see today, let's go.
I don't like that. I don't like where that went. I don't like how that happened. I feel like, no. The editing portrayed him as a very problematic person, and I wonder if that was the case or if it was just a case of executive producer editing, because we've seen how Janice behaves with Marcus before. She kind of mocks him and tries to play it off as like, it's okay because I'm doing a black accent and I love you. Like, it's very... It doesn't leave a very nice taste in my mouth, and that pulls this situation into question if what we've seen is authentic. Don't like that now.
Go, 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 go!
Right, okay. How stressful, though. I wonder if Janice is quite a stressful person.
29. Me too. I'm 29 too. Right?
Wow.
Wrong. Too old to model. Your tag's hanging out. Dude, where'd you steal this? Are you sure you're not on drugs?
No, I'm not right now.
Put your hand out straight. Why are you shaking?
Not right now. I am taking a fat burner.
There you go. That's hot. All right, he's in the maybe pile. Just, you come back tomorrow less zeeked and less tweaked. Hello. Hey.
Has anyone here ever actually taken like a pre-workout that has caused them to like have the shakes and be a problem? There was this one that I took once and it was called like, I think it was called like Beta Inferno or something. And I took one and I was like, right, I can't wait to start my workout. And I was so unwell and like shaking and shook, girls, that I was like, well, the rest of my day is completely ruined.
I hear that's how she died.
So I have a lot of sympathy there. But why does Janice take every opportunity to soak a naked or half-naked male model and just be like, hot willies? If this was the other way around, that would be so immediately cancelled. That would never have a place on television. But for some reason, the harassment of men is fine in this context. Why? I don't think so. She does not treat people with respect, but she says that she does.
That was a lie.
Okay, let's see you walk, sweetie. We started seeing some of the freshest faces that I've seen to date. There's really good hope for this agency.
Is there?
You're probably the freshest face I've seen today. Do you know that? With no doubt about it. I love your freckles. I love everything there is to love about you.
Oh no, she left the agency, didn't she? She was 16. What horrible photos.
He's in a unique situation. He's currently on the show Survivor, and he is looking for representation.
You're Latino?
Yeah. I was a contestant on the reality show Survivor. I'm pursuing modeling because it's something I've always wanted to do ever since I was a little kid.
JP Calderon. He's from Venice. He's a U.S. citizen. He's a volleyball coach and player. That's hot.
She looked over my pictures. I showed her some
naked.
photographs, some simple photographs. I want to get this more than anything.
You have a great body and a great look.
Do we have
come
to
back
see
tomorrow.
quite like
Thank
that?
you.
She proceeded to tell me she liked my body and she wanted me to come tomorrow, and I'm more than excited and more than thrilled.
Sure.
What are we doing in the exercise department? None, right? I know. Looks, it shows. Nathan, I know you're booking clients. Does this girl have any potential JDMA? Yeah. If you're willing to like tighten up soon, just do sit-ups all night. Come and see me tomorrow. Okay? Where'd you get that body, girl?
Do sit-ups all night and then come and see me tomorrow is not an appropriate workout routine, Janice. Like, what planet is this woman from? Do you remember in the last season, she was like, oh, they need to lose all these weight in 2 weeks. And it was like 8 or 9 pounds or something in 14 days. Like, that is such an unhealthy weight loss. That is unreal. And not only that, because it's on TV and because this show is aimed at young people who want to get into the fashion industry or perhaps have an interest in fashion full stop, it's telling them that they can potentially lose 8 or 9 pounds in 2 weeks and it to not be an issue. Because Janice is just like, yeah, well, just do that and that's fine. No, dislike.
I reminded her of a young Naomi Campbell.
Keep going, longer legs, longer
Naomi
legs.
Campbell.
She's got a better walk than anybody in the agency.
Don't hand her a telephone.
You think the women
I can't
have it?
say
You guys
that.
got to do it too. All right, now walk.
Right, again, no shirts.
You're a baseball player?
Is there a reason why she keeps being like...
Don't smile. Even if like we do a baseball story, you're teaching me how to pitch. Hello. We haven't met before?
She's such a pervert.
Sweden. You are from Sweden? I probably met your great uncle somewhere on a trip. You could be my son. Sorry. Give me a hug. Nice to see you. Why are we here again? Why didn't you get it the first time?
Because I can't take no from an answer.
Are you gonna break into my house next?
No.
What? Was she the one that she was like, 29, you're too old?
What I'm looking for today.
Okay.
Oh my God, it was getting so late in the day.
Is the table
there were
broken?
Still hundreds of models lined up around the block.
I wanted to come outside. I can't personally see everybody the way you deserve.
Right.
I am going to pick and choose. So if you see me coming, give me your best look.
I went up and down the line and picked a handful of models for the last group of the day and sent the rest home a-packing. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Hello.
Hello.
Give her a card.
Alrighty, is this the end? All right, thank you.
You know, you're just not what I'm looking for today.
Right.
This morning at
Quite
6:30, I
humiliating.
got on a plane to come all the way out here. My first time, like, ever coming out here from New Jersey. And I guess now I'm going home.
We're waiting here, we respect her, but she doesn't respect us. We're waiting for since 6 a.m. in the morning until now. Then you send us to go home.
We waited in line all day for nothing. Drove all the way out here for nothing. My boyfriend
that
cheated
is
on me. My
quite-
car got crashed into. My cousin died on my birthday. And then I came out here. This was supposed to be my big surprise for my parents. And then it didn't happen.
You're up. I'm Janice.
That was heavy to include in this show. Like, they didn't really need to include that lady's unfortunate story, did they? They didn't need to put her on here and be like, oh, we're going to humiliate her on TV by sharing her story and be like, yeah, and you didn't get in, so blah.
Off we go, girls. Why don't you all take off your clothes?
Unpleasant.
You're very pretty. Let's see you walk, Miss Leisha.
Oh, we didn't see because pixelation.
She's a ferocious walker.
Ferocious?
Come and see me tomorrow. And who are we?
Nice to meet you. My name is...
You gotta watch all these girls. Now they get to watch you. Can you please take your shirt off?
I come from Port Arthur, Texas, home of Hurricane Rita, where our house is finally just getting back to normal. 3 weeks ago, somebody completely totaled my car. A week later, somebody put 4 nails under all my tires. So what I had to do was take out a student loan to get here.
All right, Gray. That was pretty good. Come and see me tomorrow. And you happen to be the freshest face that I've seen in ages. Let's see you walk fresh.
Which she said earlier to somebody else.
Come and see me tomorrow. Ladies who I didn't ask come back from the bottom of my heart. This was the hardest audition, especially with someone of your caliber and beauty. Bye. After literally viewing thousands of models, I was exhausted yet exhilarated because this is my dream. Open casting calls, trying to find the
I thought she was going to say open casket. Funeral, girls. Right, okay, so now she's going to pick another 20 new models.
Looking for 5'10", 11 supermodel monster girls. About 3,000 models walked in and out of my door today, and I saw a lot of potential.
3,000, that's quite a lot.
But now Peter and Lisa.
She's very pretty.
Who's
Gabriel,
Lisa?
Duke, and
Who's Lisa? We've never met Lisa. Who's Lisa?
Who is she? Who is she? Where did you find her?
The Lisa, girls. Janice's booker, Lisa. Oh, so the guy from last season is gone. The guy who worked in Milan. Oh, I can't remember his name, girls.
She's very pretty.
Gabriel, Duke, and I had to go through the extremely difficult process of deciding who we were going to call back to have a closer look at.
Janine!
I like this girl.
Right.
Yeah, she was really skinny. She's phenomenal. She has the best face, but her body is a little fleshy and it requires probably about 7 or 8 months of tone. Poor man's Liz Hurley. Sorry, okay, next.
Her
Janice
body
was
is
really
too
happy with what she
fleshy.
saw at the open call in regards to the high fashion models. But I didn't
Does
see
she just want
that
skeletons?
many models that we can make money
Maybe she
on
does.
right away.
I mean, men, go. Where was the tweaker? And like, get the tweaker back.
It's just when we need more crazy people in the agency.
He's pretty.
I liked him. He's all right.
All right, so
Tweaker.
basically those are my picks.
How rude!
Janice attracts a gazillion great guys.
Imagine if it was just like Janice, the tweaker agency. Janice is the tweaker.
You're a mess, woman.
It's where you get like this.
There's that hateful wall
You
from
just,
last season.
like, I don't
Every
know.
guy that walked in here.
After much compromising, we whittled down the group of models. There's a good deal of talent in that batch.
Whittling.
And I have a feeling that the callback sessions, I'll have to make some pretty difficult decisions.
Yes.
Again. Take care. All right.
These little confessional sections that she has are so... There's no continuity between them. They sort of splice up what she's saying in such a way that's like... It's clearly been filmed on multiple different days and been fed to her, I guess, by a storyline producer. Because if it wasn't, she would be wearing the same outfit in every single one, and she's not. They're even filmed from different angles. The Janice Dickinson Agency. Right, it's this Fashion Week now.
Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week at Smashbox Studios, and I'm so excited because I'm looking forward to watching our models walking down Gala del Rosario's show. And this is fashion in Southern California.
Right, okay.
One of the major goals was for this agency to get the girls into Los Angeles Fashion Week.
Yes.
And I've done it. I have Nayabel, Crystal, Stina, John, TJ, and Maurice representing the agency today. This
Yes.
is also the first time I'll be able to see Erin work today. So we'll just see how she does.
Catch the nippers in the brush.
Bad boys.
Good luck. Be fierce, be ferocious, knock them dead. I'm here for you.
I didn't know men could have tattoos back in this day and age on modeling shows.
Be ferocious.
Thought they were like, no!
He is ferocious. He's ferocious. How are you, darling?
How's it going? How do you feel? Why?
Well, it's only Fashion Week.
Listen, words of wisdom. Everything you're feeling right now, you might think it's nerves. It's not. It's called adrenaline.
Okay.
And you take that adrenaline and you channel it. That's what makes you a warrior. Then you become a champion. And that's what modeling is all about. And remember everything I taught you.
The advice is a bit far-fetched, but she does have a point there. Take your adrenaline and use it for something good. Use it to achieve your goal rather than let it swallow you up in nerves. I can understand that, but that also is just an empty sentence unless you give technique onto how to harness that nervous energy and make it into something productive. Otherwise, it's just like, well, just do that. Bye. See you all later.
Shoulders back. Suck in your gut. Smile and be
What was that?
everything I taught you. Shoulders back.
Shoulders back.
Suck in your gut.
Suck in your
Smile
gut.
and be the divas that I see in you. I am so
Shoulders
proud.
back. Go, girls.
You have a little bit on her now, and it's time to get you off that testing runway. After today's show, you prove it. I'm going to put you on the main board. It has been 1 year since we signed Crystal and Nia Bell. They were 2 of the first 5 original models that I had signed.
It's been a
and
year.
Since then, they have come leaps and bounds.
Have they?
Nia Bell is still on the testing board.
Nia Bell earlier was like, you haven't got me any work, sis. Wow. Okay, I just don't believe that. This is a Janice Dickinson meet and greet.
Yeah, you yes. Aaron.
Peter's girl. So 15 minutes before the show is about to start, Peter's little girl, Erin, didn't show up.
It's really screwed
I
up.
wonder if Janice was like, no!
You know what? I'm going to kill Peter. How about that? I apologize. Somebody get Ham on the phone now. This won't happen again. I'm going to have heads rolling on this one.
When the model doesn't show, it's hard because then I have to reorganize which model can take her place. I have a little bit of crisis here.
I'm sorry, Alan.
Well,
I'll be back afterwards.
All right, okay.
I'm gonna kill that Peter Ham. He begged me to let Erin into the agency, and I did. And what happened? She pulled a no-show. My instincts are always on in these cases. It's driving me insane. Peter,
Well,
Janice, Erin
maybe
didn't
I
even
have to
show
eat
up
my
at the,
own pussy
Smashbox
for that.
Studios. She didn't even call.
Oh, look at the flip
nothing.
phone.
He says Erin is in Mexico doing a job. They know that. He has 3 emails. Well, okay, no. He just came up to me. Go tell it to Alan. You go right now to Alan. Let's see what you have to say. He just told me he knew nothing of it.
Oh, hey, Peter, how are you?
Good. Janice says that you guys didn't get the message about Aaron not being here.
Yeah, we didn't.
But I emailed you like twice.
Yes, but what I thought that was Aaron was not available to fit at that time. I didn't realize she was not in the show at all. Peter sent me an email saying that Aaron could not
Miscommunication, girls. So it's not Erin's fault at all, actually. So Janice's opinion of Erin being like, well, she's a no-show, but I was right about her all along, girls. Actually, bad management, not the model's fault. But you know who'll get the blame, don't you?
This is insanity. This is insanity. You know what? Double down with Stina and double down with Crystal. I know. This is news to me.
That's what I'm gonna
double down.
That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, but it's unfortunate though because sometimes it screws up.
You know, I know that it does.
It's not as simple as changing one model to another because we need to refit, we need to change the everything.
Crystal can handle it. Nia Bell can handle it. Stina.
The thing about working in Fashion Week is that things will always go wrong. There is always something wrong in a fashion show. Always. From my experience, it was always something. Something would always happen with makeup. At some point along the line, something wouldn't go to plan. So you would just have to make on-the-fly changes, but also consult the designer or lead key artist or someone in power in that situation at that time. He could quite easily make this work because it's one of those things where in show business, nothing technically ever goes wrong because everything is always going wrong.
I can handle it.
I gave it to
Crystal will look amazing.
But I can understand the
I'm praying
panic.
that Crystal will be the solution here. But this particular incident is putting my relationship with an important client at jeopardy. I'm not happy about this.
But you went into a fountain with Italian couture and we never saw them again.
Get away from backstage and stop creating more drama. Just go out. Go sit with your mom. Go. Regardless of what Peter Ham thinks, it's his responsibility to make sure that he supplies the client with what they ask for.
Right.
I can't seem to get this through Peter's thick skull.
Wow.
The show is about to start, and
She's
we were
got
all
quite the
incredibly
attitude,
nervous.
doesn't she,
It was the
girl?
first time some of our models had done runway. We didn't really know if they could honestly walk in 4-inch heels and couture dresses, so
right.
we were all sweating.
Sweaty Betty, girls. Oh, okay, you ready? Fashion on the game. Oh, actually, some of these are quite louvoise. Oh.
TJ was the first of the models on the runway and did a phenomenal job.
His size of his
working
shoulders.
Incredibly hard this year, and he
Juice
really deserves
Queen.
his place
Yes.
up there.
Stina goes.
Stina looked good, but she also looked to me very nervous, and she walked a lot slower than all the other models.
Yes, she does have that little like.
John Stallings was absolutely hot. He had an amazing body. He hadn't eaten for weeks. It was everything we told him to do.
That is not good. That should not be celebrated. That is negative. I know you could be like, oh, we haven't eaten for weeks, girl, modeling. But there's a difference between influencing and doing that.
Where's Crystal?
Oh, is Crystal dead? Oh no, she's dead. Is this the refit? A say something belt.
Crystal came out and I was disappointed. As a still photo, she comes out very smart and intelligent, but on the runway, she looked empty.
Crystal looks down all the time. Watch. Crystal walked out and she did it again. She looked down on the runway the same way she did it at the San Francisco Fashion Week.
Oh no, behead her. Gone.
Thank you very much. That's much better.
Oh no, the same say something belt.
She walked out and you could hear a hush going through the audience. Do you believe that? I just discovered her.
She is gorgeous. I like her with the cropped hair as well. Very glamour. Solar flare. Bravo, everybody! Except the ones who are going to be beheaded.
All of those runway shows I've been watching on TV for so many years. To be a part of it was just an honor.
How has it been? How have you been at the agency a year and you haven't done a fashion week
I've
yet?
never been a part of a fashion show that was like, 40 plus models kind of thing.
So you haven't done any modeling yet you've been with the agency for a long time. It's not real, is it? Go there.
Janice Dickinson Modeling Agency history, okay? My models, first of all, need to lose a lot of weight. Second of all, Nia Bell stole the show.
Is this setting Nia Bell up to be like the star and Peter's like in the doghouse about it?
You guys rocked it with your socks out. Protocol goes, everyone goes to the designer first, not the model, sorry. Worship! Worship! Last year, my total goal was to get my girls in the LA Fashion Week, but to have Alan De Rosario put his stamp on our models, I can't tell you how happy I am.
I was really surprised with Nia Bell. She rocks. And what's great about her, I think she also follow instruction to a T.
Well, after the show, she actually had quite a good career, so I'm glad about that. Claudia would have worked this. Claudia would have sold this garment, sold the runway.
Alan, the show is a...
But Janice was like, do you want to be a man? Lol.
Bravo, Alan!
Do you know someone in the comments of that episode where Janice asks Claudia to model as a man? As a trans woman, I found that offensive. And clearly, Claudia also did because she was visibly upset about it. Someone in the comments was like, no, how do you know if she was upset? Not all trans women are like that. And I just felt like, read the room, sis. As a trans woman myself, I think I might be able to recognize and understand a specific stigma associated with doing something as a trans person in a situation where someone is being transphobic to you. Do you not think I might have some expertise in that situation? I make free content on the internet, my love. If you hate it, move on.
She ate. Stina, Nia Bell, TJ, you
Right,
rock
what's
it. Great attitude.
In the attitude.
Yeah, but watch the eyes when you go out the end of the runway because you keep doing that contact thing. You get to the end of the runway and you keep looking down.
You learn from everyone.
She
Every
needs
show
to
you
be like,
learn
point and
so much
go.
from it. But there's always that one little thing that you're like, man, like I missed that part.
Look, I put my mind, heart, body, and soul into these girls, and Crystal, I had higher hopes that she would deliver, and she did not deliver.
Well, it seems like she's got a lot of work to do, even though she's been at the agency for nearly a year, and you haven't said, do you want to look up, maybe?
Great to be out on that runway. With all those people looking at me,
Those glossy
I get all
lips.
those claps. I'm doing something right.
Yes.
Nia Bell, you didn't even smile and you pulled it. That's what I was saying. This was the show that's going to determine.
Oh, is this the end?
Nia Bell making the leap from testing board to the main board. Nia Bell is finally ready. Your hard work really paid off. I'm so excited.
Oh my god, look how fast those, I'm sorry, look how fast those credits are going. No, I don't want to see any more of your nonsense, Janice. For now, anyway. So, my lovelies, did you enjoy the lobster from Death Valley? Good. Service is on the bill.
No, thank you.
I have some thoughts about what we've seen in this episode. So, because these episodes are 45 minutes long now, instead of the 20-minute, half an hour slots they were in the previous season, there's so much more crammed into every single episode that they just feel like a complete collection of chaos. The big shocking moment for me in this episode was that confrontation between the mixed race male model and Janice Dickinson. I was just like, my skin was itchy, my face was itchy. She was like, oh, I love someone with an attitude, I love it, and then immediately switched to like, no, you're doing too much, get out of my sight. And it just kind of makes me feel like, well, you've almost like antagonized someone and been like, oh, I love it when you get all like this, and then been like, no, actually. And that's such a weird tactic of like exerting control over someone. I don't know. I hope that situation wasn't how I feel it is. I hope that it's just my feelings that made me feel that way and not actually how it was, because what a vile situation to be in. Next, I want to talk about Janice's misogyny, because for someone who says like, I built all these models up, I put so much time and effort into them, building them into someone, all she seems to do is critique without guidance. There's no positive feedback. There's no feedback loops. There's just, you look like this, that's terrible. Or you've done that, that's terrible. You're disgusting, you should leave. The very fact we also saw 2 extra models come in, and then she sort of palmed them off onto Peter and her son as like a secondary agency within this one episode of being like, well, I'm going to be the high fashion and you can do all the commercial Maxim magazine stuff. And then that model wasn't actually there in the end, but Janice behaved as if it was purely that model's problem, when actually it was mismanagement or miscommunication between agency and client, which again is a Janice Dickinson issue, because this is the Janice Dickinson agency. Really, really strange. Very frustrating, very confusing. I don't know about the storyline still. I don't feel like there's a season storyline beginning. This is technically the first episode of this season, because there was a huge gap between the last episode we saw and this one in terms of like filming time. They were like, oh, everyone's been here for a year and we're just doing modeling now. And it's like, well, what was the Christmas special then on the last episode? And the absolute like corporate unprofessionalism or mismanagement at the beginning, when she was like, I think all my models are going to have a problem with me because I just decided to take the summer off. Let's hear what they have to say. Do you have any complaints? Weird. Imagine any industry which that happens. Imagine, let's just say you work for, I don't know, a supermarket, and your management just goes on holiday for all summer, and you're like, I need to know my rota, I need to know my shifts, I need to be booked in for this day, I need to know this, I need to submit this to you, and none of it is done? Like, what? It just goes to show again that this is very much the Janice Dickinson reality TV show, and I would be kind of fine if that's how it was billed, but it's actually trying to be billed as Janice is like a titan of industry, and quite clearly from how we've seen her in all these episodes so far, I don't feel like that's the case.
Period.
But my loves, let me know what you guys think about the episode that we have watched today in the comments box below, because I think it's been batshit from start to finish. And with that, my lovelies, it's time for the Patreons. You can see yourself scrolling past on the screen here, my lovelies. Yes, you can. Would you like to make a special guest appearance, Biscuit? Here's my little sleepy baby. You're so sleepy, aren't you? It's been a bit stressful these last few days, hasn't it? Oh, it's so difficult being blonde and gorgeous and sleepy. Today's Twitch shoutout goes to Crispy Crisballs. Thank you so much for following me over on Twitch, you stunning woman on the go. And if you want to be in with a chance of being featured in my next video's Twitch shoutout, make sure you follow me on Twitch. I stream every Monday and Thursday, my loves. It is Luxeria Plays, and I shall see you over there. Yes. And once again, I want to say a massive thank you to my top tier Patreons. Aloria, Laura Ali, Luke Peterson, Orkod Samoji, Amanda, Beebles32, Shell Herman, Christy Crownover, Christina Kyle, ContraPoints, Danielle, Danny Smith, Dorina Pina, Elizabeth Stone, Eric Castillo, Jen Martin, Jenabeth Herman, Caitlin Wright, Laura Jane, Les Banana, Mazel Morel, Min Min TM, Mariah Sherman, Nadia Hamdi, Nixie Tricks, Paolo Rivera, Ryan Vita, Sexy Texy RN, Slampire Queen, Steffi Tech, The Chaos Collective, Travelful, Tromo, Victoria Corella, and Zoe Sevier. And you know what? I'm going to leave it on the note of, why would you hand your 18-year-old son a modelling business? Why? Why would that happen? It wouldn't, would it? Nepotism, girls. Has it gone too far? No, it is the children who are wrong. Deranged. Wasn't that deranged, Biscuit?